Decisive goals in today's Premier League action. You saw there at the Johnson Stadium in the lunchtime game. Tottenham 4-0 winners at Huddersfield with the Harry Kane getting two. No goals at the Vitality Stadium. 4-0 also in this game we're watching at Old Trafford. We will pick that one apart in a moment. A Stoke courtesy of Peter Crouch beating Southampton by 2-1, but Sado Berahino did miss a penalty. And Richarlison scores late again for Watford, this time away to West Bromwich Albion as the Hornets come back from 2-0 down. That goal going in the 96th minute. And also Diafra Sakho with the West Ham's winner in the 90th minute at home to Swansea City. Alan Kirbishley is still with us. We'll be getting his thoughts on Manchester United for Crystal Palace in just a moment, but let's head straight to Old Trafford and to speak to Alan Pardew, who was our commentator for this game. Alan, is that 4-0 scoreline reflective of the match as a whole, would you say?
I think so, yeah. You know, United, just looking at them from up here, they're looking so confident at the moment in everything they do. Not just their offensive work, which is obviously threatening, but the defensive work and the natural kind of assurance they have on the ball was very assured today. They took the lead early, which was a problem for Palace. And from that moment on, the game was never in doubt. Who was your standout player from a Manchester United perspective, Alan? Well, I didn't need to pick him, really, because the crowd picked him. They were only singing one name at the end, which is Fellaini's, which is a strange name for him to sing here, because he was never been really a favourite. But he was terrific today. He got 2 goals, but everything he did was oozing confidence. And as I say, he kind of typified the team. But, you know, as he walked off, the crowd were cheering his name, and that'll be music to his ears, because he's really had to fight a lot of criticism at this football club. And Jose knows he has a player there at the top of his game, and somebody who's very important to him. I think he stressed before that not just on the pitch, but off the pitch, he's a real character, a real great guy to have around. So fair play to him. He was the best player on the pitch today. The table makes awful, really, doesn't it, for Crystal Palace? Played 7, lost 7, scored none, conceded 17. How deep is this crisis now for Roy Hodgson's team? Well, the crisis comes, of course, not perhaps the next game, but the games after, because there's going to be so much pressure if Chelsea beat them, you know, to win the next game where you think might be winnable. It puts extra pressure on the team, and that makes it even more difficult. But the press and the media really going to heighten this no-scoring position that they're in, and they needed to get that off today, and they had half a chance. I thought they had a penalty, really, and probably harsh not to get it, and that's the sort of break you're going to need, just to get that sort of monkey off your back. That goal, no goals against column is awful. So that's a problem for Roy, but the team were disciplined today. They tried their hardest. They're missing some key personnel in Benteke and Zaha, and that's really showing. They didn't really have the threat on the break that you normally associate with Crystal Palace, and it was a bit punchless at times. OK, Alan, thank you very much indeed. Good to speak to you. Have a good rest of your weekend. Thank you. Alan Kirbishley, what did you make of that then? 4-0 to Manchester United. And Alan Pardew says it was very much a reflection of the game. Yeah, it was routine. I mean, they scored their goals, Man United, some really good times from early on after 3 minutes and just before half-time. Start the second half, Fellaini made it 3. And there was no way back for Palace. So you've got a situation that Roy's gone into. You know, no wins, no goals, and no centre-forward. No recognised centre-forward to play. So I think there's a lot of... he's got 2 weeks now. I don't know how many players will be going off on national duty, but he's got 2 weeks to try and find an answer, and the next game's Chelsea. And for Manchester United, a 4-0 scoreline in the Premier League this season. We've only had 7 games. I mean, how much of a message is this to the rest of the Premier League, and particularly to Manchester City, who play? Well, it seems whatever you can do, we can do a little bit better at the moment. And the top teams are not just winning their games, they're thrashing teams. We've seen Tottenham win 4-0 today, Chelsea winning 5, Man City winning 5, and then Man United winning 4. You know, they're really putting perhaps inferior teams to the sword. And, you know, I think scoring goals for fun. And Man United's problem last year was Old Trafford, and they seem to have shook that off. But I'm just looking at his squad. I think when Mourinho gets Ibrahimovic back, I mean, he has got a squad to contend with, and a big, strong, solid squad as well, where he can rotate players, and I think he'll be fighting on all fronts this year. And that's Old Trafford record, by the way, this season. Played 6-1-6, scored 21, conceded 1 in all competitions. Let's get some reaction then from Old Trafford, and the Manchester United manager, Jose Mourinho, is with David Craig.
Jose, 4 goals, a clean sheet, 3 points, Romelu Lukaku. Is that the perfect way for you to celebrate your 250th win as a manager in England?
Yeah, is it? I don't know. 3 points, very important. I told the players that we had to respect the opponent, an opponent in a difficult situation, but a better opponent than the results are saying. Important to respect and to play seriously. Probably the result is bigger than our performance, because I don't think our performance was consistent. We had good periods, we had good moments, we had always control of the game, but we could do better. I think we could do better. But the important thing are the 3 points, and that's it.
What your team does seem to have is lots of individuals who are putting in great performances collectively, but also as individuals. Is that typified by Marouane Fellaini's performance this afternoon?
He played really well, but this is what he's doing since a long time. He's confident. He's happy with his contribution to the team. I think the style of the team has a space for a player like him, and he feels that. So I'm really happy.
Romelu Lukaku has equalled Andy Cole's record of scoring in 7 successive Premier League games. What else can you tell us about him that we haven't seen?
I was thinking in the late stage of the game that probably Lukaku doesn't score today, and I was thinking he had a good performance for us. He had a good contribution for us. So Lukaku is not just about the goals he scored, it's about the way he plays and allows other people with different qualities than him to have conditions to shine and to perform. So of course it's nice for a striker to score, it's nice for him to equal the record of such a legend in the Premier League like Andy. But I'm happy with him. It doesn't matter if he scores or not.
Marcus Rashford came off. Is he a concern with the injuries that you have to some key personnel, or is it precautionary?
I don't know. I just felt that he was limping, and he was not asking for a substitution, but he was limping a little bit. And you know, after 70 minutes, bring Martial for less 20, I thought was the right thing to do.
Just finally, with the international break now upon you, is that bad for you in terms of stopping the momentum you've got, or do you welcome the break?
Bad. I don't welcome the break. Bad, like it happened in the first break, and then the players they come, and 2 days after we have to play another game. It's not a good situation for us, but this is what we have, and moan doesn't help. We have just to wait for them and hope that not many problems.
Well, congratulations on that 250th success.
Doesn't like an international break, does Jose Mourinho? Obviously worried about players getting injuries, of course, stuff that's out of his hands. But 4-0, and I suppose why wouldn't he be just thinking it's a routine victory? They got off to such a routine start and such a quick start.
As we said, they scored really early on, which settled them down, and you know the goals came at the right time for them. But this is a great bit of skill from Rashford. He feints to cross it with his right foot, which I think everybody's expecting, especially Joe Ward. Comes back onto his left foot, comes inside. It's the perfect pass for Mata, who sees it and he knows exactly what he's going to do with it. He's going to plant it in the bottom corner. He's going to go for placing it more than power. It's a lovely ball back from Rashford. Bottom corner, no chance for Hennessy.
And also Lukaku taking players with him as well here, Alan.
Yeah, once Rashford went past Joe Ward, he drew the defence towards him, and Lukaku went to the near post and left the space at the far post for Mata.
Alan Pardew was saying that Marouane Fellaini was his man of the match. The crowd chanting his name towards the end. What did you make of his performance?
It was interesting because he was playing as a holding midfield player today, and he can do that role. I mean, we often see him playing as perhaps a number 10 or pushing forward and balls in the box. Much maligned Fellaini. David Moyes signing, same as Mata, but they're both coming good, and I think this just typifies him. He knows this ball's going to come in the box. Ashley Young checks back. He goes to the far post. You know, Puncheon doesn't see him, but even if he did, he wasn't going to get on the end of it. It's a great cross, and the pace of the cross takes Hennessy out of the game. He can't come for it. And Fellaini at the far post, It's a simple tap-in at the end of it, but it's the cross that makes it, obviously. And I think that Ashley Young is another player that perhaps much maligned.
And what about this? I mean, it's quite a deft header, isn't it? But all the damage done with the cross.
I think Rashford's going for goal. And I think he's indicating he's going for goal. And he's just going to put in there with loads of pace. And Fellaini gets his head on it, and they've got no chance for that one. Hennessey's got no chance for that cross either. OK, right, let's hear then from the two-goal hero. Marouane Fellaini is with David Craig.
Marouane, congratulations. 2 goals for yourself, 4 for the team. Takes you top of the league. Was that the almost perfect performance again this afternoon?
I think it was a good performance. We scored 4 goals, 2 in the first half, 2 in the second half. We did well, we controlled the game, we created chances. So it's a great afternoon.
For you personally, are you playing with a newfound confidence?
No, always had the confidence. The managers trust me, the players as well. So I give always everything for the team, for me as well. I like to play here, and at the moment the team play very good.
Is the team also playing perhaps with a newfound freedom in the style in which you're playing and beating sides?
I think we control the game. That's important. We create chances. I think all the forward players are free. They can do actions. So I think it's important for them.
You're unbeaten now in 10 games in all competitions. Just how high is the confidence within the team?
Yeah, the confidence is there. But the next, in 2 weeks, we have a big game against Liverpool, and we have to be ready. We have to go to the national team and come back stronger and fit.
Just finally, what else can you tell us about Romelu Lukaku that we don't already know? 7 games in the Premier League, 7 goals. How good is he?
Yeah, he's a goal scorer. We know that. That's why he's here, and I hope he continues like that.
We wish you well.
Thank you.
Well, Marouane Fellaini did take both chances that he was offered. Romelu Lukaku took a little while, didn't he, Alan Kovacic, to get on the score sheet. But he eventually did get his goal in the 85th minute. What did you make of this one?
Well, he flicks his ball on, and then he makes his way into the box, and it's about Jesse Lingard taking the defender away here. As Martial crosses it, he's left a simple tap-in. I mean, he missed an absolute sitter just before that, didn't he, Lukaku? And as Jose said, perhaps he didn't think he was going to get on the score sheet, but he couldn't miss this one, could he?
Well, he missed one earlier that was...
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Just, you know, on the penalty spot, and he had players around him, but he managed to slot it wide. Now, this is how Romelu Lukaku's got on in his first 7 games in the Premier League for Manchester United. Same record as Andy Cole, 7 from 7. And look who he's ahead of there. Luis Zaha, who had such an explosive start to his Manchester United career, and also Dwight Yorke and Rob Van Persie. In their own right, legends. How does he compare with them?
Well, I think that when you sign a player for, what, £80-odd million or whatever the fee was, and he hits the ground running and produces this sort of form, it makes everyone feel a lot more happier at Old Trafford, for sure. But I think, as a striker, it's important that you do get off the mark, which he did do very early on. And he's just playing with so much confidence, like the rest of us. I wouldn't say the rest of the team, I would say the rest of the squad. Because whoever Mourinho brings in just replaces someone else and plays just as well.
And one man who's certainly playing with confidence